All right, Shalom. Call Elohim La, Yahaba Shem El Shai, Ba Shem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, our great millstone who rule well, that taught me the truth, and salutations to the elect. All right, you brothers out there in the four corners of the world, pushing the truth with all righteousness and sincerity. To you sincere sisters out there, the very few of you who are out there who have bended yourself to the righteous men of the Lord. All right, the Israelite husbands. Okay, through the spirit and power of Yahaba Shem El Shai, in all sincerity and truth. All right, to you I say shalom. So I got some war talk, man. Okay, and this video was published 7 days ago on this channel called Secular Talk. Okay, and you see by the title it says "On the Brink of World War III," the Kyle Kulinski show. All right, so I'm gonna just play a little bit of the clip. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna just play, like the main talking points, man. We're gonna get some scriptures through the spirit.
So it seems like a ridiculous thing to say at face value, but perhaps it's not so ridiculous when you look at the facts. We're playing with fire here, man. That doomsday clock is not in a good place. We are perhaps on the brink of World War III.
All right, and here it is. America's losing its power structure. That's why we on the brink of this World War III, man. Okay, the third woe, which the scriptures talk about, man. All right, we on our way into the third woe, man. All right, the day of judgment, the true day of judgment. All right,
which would be obviously game set match on human civilization, because in the nuclear age you can't have a World War III. It doesn't work like that. When you have nuclear weapons, two nuclear armed powers going at it, to say it's a problem is an understatement. So Russia, China, and Iran are basically prepping and doing like World War III war games. And the situation currently unfolding between Russia and Ukraine
and this is the spirit, man. He named all of those nations getting ready. Okay, Russia, Iran, okay, China. Things is heating up through the spirit, man. Okay, things is really getting turned up in the spirit because what they battling over each other's lands. Okay, and ultimately neither of them will win. Neither of them will obtain them. All right, you got a lot of people out here talking about well, China gonna be the next in rulership because everything in America is made in China, yada yada, and so on and so forth. All right, but that's not true. Israel is going to be the next in power, man. Okay, this is a bunch of war talk that is necessary to happen because, like I said, man, this third world's war is bound to happen. All right, the day of judgment is coming.
Is devastatingly scary. So I want to go ahead and throw it now to, this is a video from a German public broadcaster, and they're going to give you some of the information.
America's top diplomat, Antony Blinken, is in Geneva to meet with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov for make-or-break talks that could determine war or peace in Europe. On Thursday, Blinken was in Berlin, where he held talks with German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock and their British and French counterparts, a meeting meant to show a united front and clear up any misunderstanding about Western unity regarding Russian aggression against Ukraine.
The stakes are high. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken landing in Berlin to try and rally America's allies and prevent a war. Unity is the main goal here.
There's gonna be no prevention of war, man. All right, this is all peace talks that Esau. This is all fabrication. This is all fabrication that Esau wants to use to leave the people comfortable. Oh, there won't be a third world war. We're gonna talk things out and all this other stuff. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. All right, just to show you that all of this stuff is in the scriptures, man. But I'm gonna get this scripture and then I'm gonna go back to the video through the spirit, man. Peace and safety. Okay, they're talking about a prevention of war, right? This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." All right, And this is the day, the great and terrible day of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. Esau talks about peace and safety, prevention of war. Everything's gonna get better because he wants to keep the people ignorant. He wants to keep the people down. All right. The people are cattle to Esau. Okay. The scriptures say he speaks loftily of oppression. Okay. He exalts himself as the eagle. So this is his nature, man. All right, he's the devil. He's here to deceive. He's here to deceive you, man. El Diablo. All right, let's go back to the video.
Blinken and his German, French and British counterparts discussed the intense fears that Russia may soon invade Ukraine. Their focus, how to credibly deter Moscow, with warnings of what could follow.
Even as we're relentless in pursuing this diplomatic path, we'll continue to make very clear that if Moscow chooses the path of further aggression, we will impose swift and massive costs.
We urgently call on Russia to take steps towards de-escalation. Any further aggression would have serious consequences.
But comments by the US president a day earlier have raised questions about whether those consequences really do apply to any act of aggression.
Russia will be held accountable if it invades, and it depends on what it does. It's one thing if it's a minor incursion and then we end up having a fight about what to do and not do, etc. But if they actually do what they're capable of doing with the force amassed on the border, it is going to be a disaster for Russia.
The White House later tried to clarify, insisting that the West would react come what may. But the issue has highlighted questions over what...
All right, so here it is. You got Russia and America trying to put, their forces in their weapons, okay, on Ukraine, okay, in this territory, and neither one of them want each other there. All right. So Biden said what? Russia will be held accountable. Okay. Again, this is all war talk, man. This is all war talk. All right.
Level of aggression would trigger what kind of response? The US has made it clear that it would expect Berlin to target the controversial Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which links Germany to Russian gas.
It's also worth noting that gas is not flowing through Nord Stream 2 yet.
Let me see.
Antony Blinken.
That they're talking. And according to Anthony Blinken, the talks are direct and open and businesslike, and nobody's playing hide the ball. But at the same time, both sides are kind of playing hide the ball.
And he's getting to the point right now, and then we're going to hop into some scriptures.
A different sense, because as Russia is insisting, look, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to go into Ukraine. They've amassed, I read, up to 100,000 troops on the border. And on the U.S. side, we say, well, I don't know what you're talking about. We're not we're not interested in a conflict either, but we are sending weapons on top of weapons on top of weapons into Ukraine as well, and also into some of the surrounding post-Soviet states. So, and by the way, these things are viewed from both sides as red lines. So, like, the West doesn't want Russia to put any troops on the border, of course. And Vladimir Putin and the Russians don't want the U.S. to send weapons into states bordering Russia. I mean, how would we feel if Russia set up a bunch of missiles in Cuba? Seems like something like that may have happened at some point in history, and we reacted in not such a great way. We were...
Yeah, malicious, man. Okay? They revved up. All right? And like I said, man, these times they're just gonna get worse, and they're just gonna get worse, man. All right, there's no peace and safety. There's no, you know what I'm saying? No more peace talks, man. There's nothing but war games out here. All right. Let me get this. In Isaiah, chapter 13, the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 4. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. All right, and that word host means armies, man. All right, so anytime you see in the scriptures, the Lord of hosts means the Lord of armies, all right? Because the scripture say in Exodus 15:3, the Lord is a man of war. Okay? So this is his time. Okay, this is the Lord, you know what I'm saying, appointing or mustering, like, because that's what the word muster means, to appoint. Okay, he's setting the kings of the nations, okay, of these different nations, are up for battle, up for war, man. Okay, verse 5, it says they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. All right, and that day that it's talking about is the same thing in the beginning of verse 4. It says the noise of a multitude in the mountains. Yeah, a multitude of missiles, man. 200 million intercontinental ballistic missiles are going to strike this place. All right, inevitably. It says they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Yeah, these missiles are going to be shot from all over the place. Okay, they're going to be shot from China, Russia, North Korea, Afghanistan, Ukraine, all of these places, man. All right. It says, verse 6, how ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Yeah, Yahweh Shem Shah is orchestrating this. Okay. That's why he's strengthening them. He's strengthening the arm of these heathen, man, starting with Esau. He's strengthening the arms of these heathen. Okay, the arms meaning the power, the military might. Okay, they got weapons today that you would have never even thought imaginable in the ancient world. Okay, because Esau is at his prime right now. All right, with his wickedness, with his crafty devices. Okay, the third woe is on its way, man. Okay, let me get this in the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3. Verse 8, it says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, and the prey is the nations. It says that the heathen nations are in 2/3 of our people being wicked, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation. All right. If I'm not mistaken, indignation in Hebrew is kwatazat, man, which means rightful anger, righteous anger. Okay. It says, even all my fierce anger for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Yeah, for Israel turning to these other nations. Okay. So these other nations is going to have to pay, man. All right, for the destruction of Israel. All right, for those who played a part in the destruction of Israel, man, which was all of these heathen nations. Because the scriptures say, they said, let us cut them off from being a people. And that's exactly what they did. You know, ultimately, it was the Lord putting us on punishment. Okay. But what? These other nations are going to have to pay for, like, I'm talking about ravishing us, man. Jacob's getting done in out here. All right. Let's get let's get the book of Joel, chapter 3. And I'm gonna start at verse 9. Joel 3 and 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. It says, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Yeah, man, that's what's going on with all of these war talks, man. Okay, all of these war games. You know, they placing sanctions on each other. All right, they fighting over land, gasoline pipelines. All right, resources. It says, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So all of these nations who didn't have much, and I was mainly known for their agriculture, right? They're saying they got military might as well, just as strong as America's or better. All right, that's the Lord strengthening the the king's heart, all right, for war. Because the scriptures say what? A man's goings of the Lord, right? All right. So you got these heathen nations, the leaders of these heathen nations, okay, stepping up to the plate, stepping up to the platform. All right. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Yeah, because things are going to get so bad. The angels, which are the mighty ones, are going to have to come down and sup with this place as well. Okay? The chariots, which is our brothers, okay? They're going to be getting busy in this war as well, man. It says, let the heathen be wakened and come to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Yeah, every nation under the sun is going to be included in this world war, this upcoming world war. Okay? It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right? Yahweh Shaphat. All right? Yahweh's judgment. Okay? And Yahweh Shem Rashah is going to sit and judge all of the heathens, okay, round about, man, in this upcoming war. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision, okay? So this upcoming world war is going to decide the fate of the whole entire world, man, okay? And let me show you the fate of the whole entire world, man. After the smoke clears, okay, this is what's going on right now. Let me get this in the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. Let me start at verse 7. 2nd Ezra 6 and 7, it says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Yeah, meaning what's gonna when of the times gonna change? When is Israel gonna be back in power? Okay, when is Yahweh Shem Rashah gonna restore the world to its former state, which was a beautiful state, right? It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him. All right, and if you know the story of Jacob and Esau, Genesis the 25th chapter, okay, with Isaac and Rebekah, all right, it says Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. We about to figure out what that means symbolically. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Verse 10, it says, the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Or the question, Esdras, asked thou not? Yes, it says Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. All right, because when you look at, in a physical aspect, when you look at the heel is at, the end of the body. And then the hand, you know what I'm saying, at its peak is the beginning. Okay, so you got if somebody is like pulling you down, you're bound to fall, man. If somebody is yanking on your heel, you're gonna fall, man. Okay? And that's what's going on right now. Yahweh Shem Rashah through the Spirit is raising up prophets to start yanking at the heel of Esau, the so-called white man. Okay? And this third world's war is gonna conclude all of that, man. That's why it's called the Valley of Decision. Let me get this in the book of Habakkuk. Chapter 2, verse 1, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord, I will stand upon my watch. Yeah, we gotta be prophesying. We gotta be watching for the signs and the times. Okay? And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Okay, so when we make the scriptures known to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, when we make it known to the world, okay, the scriptures say make it plain. So we make it plain so you can understand it. That's why we go out and we tell you World War III is on the brink, man. It's on the horizon. Okay? So that way you could be able to save your soul. All right? Verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Okay? So it's on its way, man. All right? A lot of people don't think that the end of the world is gonna come in our time, man. All right, but if it don't come in this time, then when is it gonna come? Okay, just like the prophets of old, they saw certain disasters and calamities and certain prophecies fulfilled in their time. What makes us any special? What makes us an exemption? This is gonna happen in this time, and this is one of the worst times uh um that the world has ever faced, man. Okay, so it's gonna be terrifying out here. Revelation 11 and 14, it says the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Okay, the second woe meaning World War II, and the third woe, World War III. Like I said earlier, is on the horizon. Okay, so it's time to arm up through the Spirit, man. It's time to arm up with the Spirit. Time to arm up with the Scriptures. Okay, and follow Yahweh Shemi Hawashai. Now is the time to seek Him. All right, because the Lord is coming back with wrath, man. All right, that slayer that the scriptures speak about is coming. Okay, scriptures say there should be wars and rumors of wars. Matter of fact, let me get that, and then I'm gonna close out through the Spirit. Oops, spelled that wrong. Salakia. Matthew 24:6, it says, "And ye shall hear of wars." In Salakia, it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet." Yeah, the end is not yet. So we're gonna hear these war talks and these war games, but the end is not yet, right? It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." Okay, and that's literally what's going on around the whole entire world, man. Okay, famines, pestilences, earthquakes, are in all of these different regions, all of these different parts of the world. All right, just turn on the news, man. Okay, look at your alternative media. Verse 8, and I'm gonna end it here. It says, "All these are the beginning of sorrows." All of these are the beginning of sorrows, man. Okay, all of this is the beginning of the destruction and the calamity. Okay, the end of this age. Okay, the beginning of lamentation and woe. All right, that's gonna come upon this world, man, through the Spirit and the power of Yahweh Shemi Hawashai. All right. So with that being said, Abaratazah, I can walk, Wathian brothers and sisters was edified through the Spirit. I'm gonna say Shalom.